So, Sonic the Hedgehog. Released June 23rd in 1991 by Sega for the Sega Genesis. Okay, we're not doing the entire history lesson bit. Look, I'm sure everyone here knows who Sonic the goddamn Hedgehog is. Everyone's encountered him at some point in their lives. Everyone and their mother knows who he is. Although I feel like if I were to show anyone over the age of 40, or my own mom, a picture of Shadow, she'd probably go like, is that Sonic? Why is he black now? Is he a bad guy now?
Was that Sonic?
Bruh. Shadow's design is peak fiction. I will not tolerate any slander from my little black edgy boy. As for me and how I started with this series, I started with the Sonic Mega Collection Plus way back on my PS2 when I was 6 years old. And my love for Sonic started and grew that day. And ever since then, I followed it up with the Sonic Adventure games, Sonic Heroes, hell, even Shadow the Hedgehog, which, in hindsight, explains a lot about me today. I have a love for motorbikes, love for guns, and am edgy and cynical as hell. And on that note, Shadow the Hedgehog is a good game. There, I said it.
Well, so let me get this straight. You think Shadow the Hedgehog is a good game? I do. And I'm tired of pretending it's not.
And then Sonic 06 came out, and everyone has their own opinions. I personally enjoyed it, but I don't know if I enjoyed it in the sense of genuinely liking it or more of a guilty pleasure. I mean, there are some good things to like about it. It gave us Silver the Hedgehog, and I gotta do it. It's no use! My girl Blaze was back in 3D for the first time, and she was paired up with Silver, and the two became one of the most iconic teams in Sonic history. They just work hand in hand. They work so well. It gave us the Flames of Disaster, which will become a god tier meme in this community for years to come. When they referenced it in the Knuckles show, I basically did the equivalent of the pointing soy jack meme and was laughing my ass off.
The Flames of Disaster!
The soundtrack is peak for me in the series. It's almost on the same level as Sonic Adventure 2. I mean, His World, the song alone, is one of my top 3 favorite Sonic songs of all time, especially when you hear the Zebrahead version. It just becomes elevated to ungodly. And call it shitpost status, but I personally think the game deserves to be remembered for this line alone.
Don't touch it!
But on the one hand, it is notorious for being one of the jankiest games ever made. The abysmal loading times. I swear they're longer than Sly 4 on the PS3 when it first came out. But with projects like P06 coming out and ironing out the kinks, it can become a good game. Like, I personally enjoyed it, but everyone has their own opinions on it. And it pretty much set the foundation for a rocky slope for Sonic for the years to come. And the less we mention Princess Elise kissing Sonic at the end of the game, the better. Breath smells like death. I'll quickly give my opinions on the games that came later and the ones I have played, because there are quite a considerable amount that I still haven't played, but they're considered spin-offs. And while I do consider myself a big fan of Sonic, I'm not exactly the type to kiss the ground that he walks, or on the same levels of Christian. Starting off with the storybook games, Sonic and the Secret Rings and Sonic and the Black Knight. Both mid, but peak character designs. Sonic Unleashed, even back then I thought it was an underrated game, and I'm glad that people are looking back on it now with fondness and realizing just how good of a game it truly is. As for the Werehog, I'm glad that people are giving it the literal coolest thing ever, this fucking rocks actually meme treatment. Sonic the Hedgehog 4, episodes 1 and 2. It tried to be like a spiritual successor to the Genesis era original games, but in my opinion kind of failed miserably, and especially considering that Mania would come out just a couple years later, it just kind of made it redundant. Sonic Colors, released on the Wii, kind of forgettable. To be honest, I can't remember a damn thing about it, although Reach for the Stars is one of those songs that once you hear it, you just can't get it out of your head. Sonic Generations. Good in its own right, but just kind of became redundant once Shadow Generations came out. Sonic Lost World gave us the Zeddy and the Deadly Six. It's a good game, just not a good Sonic game. Sonic Mania thought it did a passable job trying to replicate the gameplay of the original games and just completely made Sonic 4 redundant. Sonic Forces. Ooh. I remember when this game first came out, it was a rough time to be a Sonic fan. I think Sonic Boom just finished up, and that left a sour taste in people's mouths, and this game did not help. Team Sonic Racing, a good Sonic racing game since Sonic Riders, and around that time I was sick and tired of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, and then this game came along and it fulfilled that craving I had for a good racing game, and it hit right on the spot. Sonic Frontiers, finally a game that revitalized the series and gave it a second wind. It's a damn good game. And here we are at Sonic Racing Cross Worlds. It literally outshines Mario Kart World in every single way and is absolutely the best Sonic racing game to date, hands down. And there you have it. I pretty much established myself to be a big fan of Sonic, even after all the years, the ups and downs. My love for the series kind of fell out of touch, but these recent games helped revitalize my love for the series, and it's still going strong to this day. But there are others who take the term love to a different level, which brings us to the topic of this video. What I have here is a list of results of my research and findings of the top 35 female Sonic characters that I could at least think of off the top of my head. That includes their ages and search results for a certain adult website. Look, I'm quite proud of myself to think of at least 35 female Sonic characters right off the top of my head. I just wish it was under better circumstances. And you're probably wondering to yourself, why did he choose to make this list in the first place? Well, primarily because I hate myself, and secondly, as a fan of Sonic and the series celebrating its 35th anniversary, I wanted to make a study of the fandom for a series I hold near and dear to my heart. It's no secret that this fandom ranks as one of the worst fandoms out there, but for people like me in this fandom, I wanted to try and draw a line between the genuine passionate side of the fandom and the bomb-dwelling degenerates they unfortunately have to share this fandom with. And what a hell of a way to show my passion for this series by diving headfirst into the cesspool of degeneracy I've subjugated and scarred myself to. The horrors I've seen. 6-year-old little me playing Sonic on the PS2 is but a distant memory. I am a shell of the man I once knew. But who cares? It's all for your entertainment. Or detriment, depending on who you are. With all that said, let us dive headfirst into the cesspool of degeneracy. Shout out to all the alcohol I consumed to help me get through this arduous video.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker!
I should also disclaim that these ages may or may not be correct. They are a rough estimate or have already been confirmed by Sega or in the comics. I mean, doing research for this video was already strenuous enough. So please take with that what you will. Got it? Got it. Good, good. Starting off our list at number 35, we have Francis/Francine of Sonic X, one of Chris Thorndyke's closest friends. She is 11 years old in Series 1, 17 years old in Series 2. 3 search results. Bit on the safe side, but unfortunately, no one is spared on this list. Sorry to hate to do that to you, Francine. Also, can I just say that in the show, her nationality is French, and her name is Francine. Bruh. Up next at number 34, we have Helen, Chris Thorndyke's sweetheart. Just like Francine, 11 in Series 1, 17 in Series 2. At 4 search results. What? You thought her being in a wheelchair spared her from the degenerates? Hello, this guy. There's no one there. At 33, we have Captain Molly of Sonic X, 14 years old, 6 search results. She and Shadow develop a bond similar to what he had with Maria, and her sacrifice hit like a goddamn brick. It fucked me up as much as it fucked Shadow up. Again. What? You thought the degenerates would spare her because of that? Hell no. It's incredibly messed up, considering that history is repeating itself for Shadow, and because, well, you know.
She's fucking dead.
At 32, we have Merlina the Wizard of Sonic and the Black Knight. Considering she's the granddaughter of Merlin the Wizard, yes, the Merlin the Wizard of Camelot, she could be anywhere in terms of age, but she looks like a teenager, and she's coming in at 39 search results. I was honestly expecting there to be a lot more than that, and I swear I'm not trying to sound degenerate. I was just a bit shocked that there are only 39 search results, considering she also has a Dark Queen form as well. I guess that just goes to show the stats of the storybook games. But I still stand by the belief the character designs are fire as fuck. Get it? Because Blaze is in the game? Please laugh. This list has me devoid of any humor. Please help me. At 31, we have the daughter of King Sonic and Queen Sally, Sonia Acorn. And depending on timeline shenanigans, and for the sake of relevancy, I'll just say she is 16 years old, coming in at 48 search results. Unsurprisingly low, considering that the images I have unfortunately subjugated myself to, she looks exactly like her mother, so I guess they didn't really have a lot to work with. And at number 30, we have Lindsay Thorndike, Chris Thorndike's mother of Sonic X, 37 years old in Series 1, 43 in Series 2, coming in at 52 search results. Look at that. The first human of age female on the list, and if you consider her a MILF, good on you. Unfortunately, she's not the only MILF considered on this list, but just for her, she is an average human mother, so have at it. And at number 29, we have Laura Sue, the love child of Knuckles the Echidna and Julie Sue. At 21 years old, 134 search results. While she is of age, that's still an animal, dude. We can't just have a cool character. Oh, it's the literal daughter of Knuckles the goddamn Echidna. That's not cool enough. I want to fuck that animal, dude. Why do you like it so down bad with the animals, y'all? Hey, please don't clip that. I feel like someone's gonna take that out of context. I want to fuck that animal, dude. Up next at 28, we have Topaz of Sonic X. This is where it gets weird. For one source I found says that she's 28 in Series 1 and 34 in Series 2, while the other is saying that her age is secret. Partner to Rouge the Bat and probably her de facto best friend, she's coming in at 183 results. Take with that what you will, have at it. You could say her name might be Topaz, but she's a real diamond in the rough. Euthanasia is legal in Switzerland. And at 27, we have one of the more recent additions to the cast. It's Trip the Sungazer of Sonic Superstars. It's speculated to be around 8 to 12 years old. This little guardian hailing from the North Star Islands is a little guardian with a big heart. At least I like to think so. 190 results. My faith in humanity dwindles with every passing moment. Number 26. Bernadette Hedgehog, Sonic's biological mother in the comics. And the Sonic family history lore goes hella crazy, I'm going to be honest. 211 results. It's impressively low, but still disappointing given the context. Number 25, Hershey the Cat, otherwise known as Hershey St. John, the wife to Jeffrey St. John the Skunk, which is basically Sega's equivalent to Pepe Le Pew, just without the rapey intentions. Though officially unknown, but speculated to be around 25 years old, 216 results. You know, her last comic appearance actually declared her MIA after a mission gone wrong for the Freedom Fighters, and no one's seen her since then, and has been declared KIA as well. Truly, there is no respect for the dead from these degenerates. And at 24, here we are, Princess Elise. 17 years old, coming in at 327 results. This one hurts personally because 327 is my birthday, and it is because of her that there hasn't been any romantic human-on-hedgehog activities in the series since. At least officially. You thought that was going to stop these degenerates? Oh, that's cute. And at 23, upgrading from princess to queen, it is Alina Hedgehog of Sonic Underground. Sonic's mother in the Underground renditions, and mother to Sonic's siblings Sonia and Manic. Speculated to be in her late 30s to early 40s at 394 results. You know, I always wanted to see Queen Alina come back in some form or another. It's just too bad that I had to see her come back in this context. Thanks for that. At 22 is Julie Sue, Knuckles' sweetheart. At 16 years old, 434 results. I really like Julie Sue. She's up there as one of my favorite characters in the comics. But during my research, I found out she was created by Ken Penders. If you don't know who Ken Penders is, first off, consider yourself lucky. And second of all, to make a long story short, just take a look at these interesting renditions that Penders has done since he left the comics. Speaks volumes. And at 21, it is one of the more recent additions, Sage, Sonic Frontiers. Because she's an artificial intelligence, she technically cannot be aged, but she looks like a child. So you know what that means for these degenerates. She's prime source material with 610 results. This is why we can't have nice things. Made it to the pseudo halfway point. It only gets worse from here. Whipping out the special graphic for this one. In at number 20, Maria Robotic.
Maria! 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 Maria!
Maria was Maria again.
Pretty sure everyone here knows the deal with Maria. So you would understand why my soul just died a little to find out she has 674 results. I'm taking a long shower of my life after I'm done with this. Here at 19, it's Marine the Raccoon, 7 years old, 961 results. I really like Marine. I like how she's optimistic. She just wants to be a seafarer, have her own ship, sail the seas, and travel the world. She's a nice source of inspiration. And then my heart breaks after seeing what these degenerates have done to her. Coming in at 18, we have Xena of the Deadly Six, Sonic Lost World, at 120 years old. I don't know if she genuinely is 120 years old or that's in Zeddy years, which can you even classify them as having Zeddy years like cat and dogs have? I don't know. 1,069 results. I would have said nice, but given the context, I don't think I want to. Fun fact, after doing research for this video, I found out she is so far the first and only humanoid female creature in the series who does not wear clothing. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that was a fun fact? I'm sorry if you didn't find that fun. I just want you to suffer as much as I have. Number 17, we have Cosmo the Seadrian, Tails' little sweetheart in Sonic X. Speculated to be 8 years old, she's coming in at 1,093 results. Tails and Cosmo was sweet, well, at least until she died. Again, the degenerates have no respect for the dead, although I will admit, it is pretty damn funny to look at these images out of context of Tails and Cosmo because they're pretty sussy. Coming in at 16, we have Mina Mongoose, coincidentally also 16 years old with 1,437 results. I really like Mina. She's probably one of my favorite characters in the comics. Her whole aesthetic rocks, quite literally, on top of being the rocker girl, so to speak. Been up in the air about whether or not it is she who Sonic should have ended up with. I mean, everyone loves Sally, but sometimes I just can't help but wonder what it would have been like if she and Sonic got together. Well, apparently these degenerates also wondered the same thing. Now I'm not so sure. I have my doubts now. Number 15. Fiona Fox. 16 years old at 1,482 results. Ooh. It has not been easy for Fiona, let's just say that. Tails had the sweetest crush on her for a while, but she fell so out of line for Scourge, and she basically rejected him in the cruelest way. Tails gets done so dirty. And then her whole aesthetic changed, and people really delve with that, I guess. I mean, just look at her. She just screams baddie. And I guess these degenerates wanted to get down bad as well. Well, here's a news flash for y'all. She'll never be down bad for you. She'll always be down bad for Scourge. Cool. Coming in at 14, we have Tikal the Echidna, which coincidentally, if accurate, was 14 at the time of her sacrifice. She was a noble character. She opposed her father Pachacamac's warmongering ways and made a noble sacrifice to stop Chaos's rampage by sealing him within the Master Emerald along with her soul. 2,458 results. That's quite a jump from the last entry. Damn near 1,000. It's unfortunate that she's practically marking this as entering DEFCON 3 at this point. Sorry to call. There's no mercy for you here. For 13, we have Tangle the Lemur at 15 years old, 2,460 results. She's a bit on the newer side of the cast, just beating Tikal by 2. That kind of says a lot about her character. Unfortunately, it's through this. But she and Whisper, who we'll get to in a moment, they give off some serious lesbian energy, which is always nice to see in this community. Oh wait, shit, I take that back. No, redact that. Number 12, Bunny Rabbit Decollete. 18 years old, 2,641 results. Bunny is also up there as one of my favorite characters. She has one of the best character glow-ups in the comics. I mean, just look at her earlier renditions to now. I love me a badass chick in a cowgirl hat. It just kind of makes you wonder how someone like Antoine was able to bag someone like that. It's unfortunate that Ken Penders got his nasty little hands all over her and did her bad in the Evil Sonic arc. I'm just going to link a video to that. You can do your own research, but just know my girl got squandered. Like, seriously, words cannot describe enough just how much I hate Ken Penders. Everything he gets his hands on just turns to shit. You disgusting, talentless SA. Getting back on hand. Number 11, Wave the Swallow of Sonic Riders. Age 18, 2,990 results. On the same level as Tails in terms of technical prowess, Wave to me is just kind of whatever. Although I will say that I unfortunately had the displeasure of coming across this concept of what she would look like without clothes. If I've seen it and suffered, you do as well. Although, I will give Wave this. With two very long and smooth feathers extending from her head to her calves and droopy eyes, Wave will rock your socks. If only we could see her take wing. This is it. The final stretch. We have entered the deepest circles of hell. The top 10. We have now entered DEFCON 2. God fucking help us. No. I can't do it. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at my search history like that. I didn't go about it in that way. I want to be cleansed of my sin and be pure. There is
off at number 10, we have Whisper the Wolf. She's going to be 16 years old, 3,335 results. I like Whisper. Her design has been confirmed to have been inspired by Sniper Wolf of the Metal Gear series. Her mask is inspired by the Japanese kabuki masks. And I learned during the research of this video that her eyes are always closed to convey what she is feeling, and when she does open her eyes, it is to show that what she is looking at she marks as very important. Cool writer's technique. And not to mention, she has a pretty cool fucking backstory. And of course, she's also popularly shipped with Tango the Lemur, which I find cute. But because of Sega's own rules, they are officially not allowed to be in a relationship. But then the degenerates take the matter into their own hands and squander any well-being of what that relationship could look like. At least for me. Because I am not allowed to enjoy nice things. And number 9 is Sonia the Hedgehog of Sonic Underground. I really like Sonia. She actually predates Mina Mongoose by just a couple months, making her the original rocker girl of the series. She was initially swapped from being the youngest sibling between Sonic and Manic to being the oldest, so her age might be a bit misconstrued. At 17 years old, 3,743 results. I would like to see Sonia come back in some medium outside of the comics and underground. And it's nice to see that people haven't completely forgotten about her. The only thing I'd like to forget are seeing those foul images of her.
Alright, who the heck brought me here? Dear God, what layer of hell have I been brought to?
And at number 8, this one was a shocker. Surge the Tenrec. Age officially unknown with 4,421 results. Surge is one of the more recent additions to the cast. She was kidnapped as a child by Dr. Starline and repurposed with the sole intention of destroying Sonic. But after learning about her true origins, she wanted to take revenge on her creators, but her creators were already long dead by the time she learned her true origin. So now, as the anti-hero, she wants to take out Sonic and become the main hero of the world. She is a wild card character, and I like that about her. Her origins are incredibly dark. Unfortunately, the images I've seen make it look tame in comparison.
You guys ready to rage against the machine?
And at 7, it's your girl Styx the Badger of Sonic Boom. Her age has never been specified, but 4,527 results. Styx is the tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist character of the series, and she's easily the most fun character they've ever made. I'm glad that people are looking back at Sonic Boom with fondness like they are at Sonic Unleashed, realizing perhaps they've judged them too harshly. Unfortunately, the images I've seen makes me want to become a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist.
Sally Acorn, more like Sally D's.
Number 6, it's the one and only Sally Acorn, 16 years old, 8,893 results. Everyone here loves Sally. She's one of the oldest girls of the series. Everyone loves and adores her. Some love her more than others. Look, between the last entry and this one, that's over 4,000 plus results. We are now steadily approaching DEFCON 1. No, I just saw who's next on the list. Throw us in DEFCON 1, now!
Attention. We are now at DEFCON 1. Security lockdown active.
This entry alone may be one of the biggest regrets I've ever had to endure. At number 5, Cream the Rabbit. 6 years old, 9,499 results. You know how Cream was created to be the most literal heckin' wholesome character in the series? Let's take something so innocent, so sweet, so pure, and get our grubby little fingers all over it. There is no God.
She's attractive and is the size of an average human mother.
Number 4, Cream's mother, Vanilla. Most likely 32 to 33 years old, 9,796 results. One of the oldest MILFs in the series, and Vector's sweetheart, but the faster we move on from Cream and her family, the better.
Why would you want to see her naked?
I have needs!
Her 45-degree ponytail makes her look like a Native American.
Cracking the top 3, it's my girl, Blaze the cat. 14 years old, 13,213 results. Blaze is my personal favorite secondary character in the series. I can practically hear the Amy stands getting all riled up. But not once did I ever feel I wanted to see her in this way. I guess unfortunately there's a first for everything.
Though more of a cutie than a hottie.
Shut your fucking mouth!
At number 2, we have Amy Rose, the de facto Sonic girl, as old as the series, 12 years old, 36,856 results. No comment.
There actually have been situations where Rouge's cleavage has been exposed, but it eventually got censored. What a price to pay.
That's it. Where's my fucking gun?
And here we are, thank God, at number 1. I'm sure this is not a shocker to anyone who knows even the slightest bit about the series. Rouge the Bat, 18 years old, topping it all off with 40,029 results. She's basically the Catwoman of the series. Damn, who would have seen that coming when she's so far the only character to have even the slightest bit of cleavage shown. All the degenerates are gooning. My ears are on fire. And there you have it. 35 Sonic girls for 35 years of Sonic. This list was soul draining, mentally draining, emotionally draining. 6-year-old me is feeling very violated right now. I am dirty, unclean, unpure. I might have to resort to chronic alcoholism just to feel anything again. I truly am the shell of the man I once knew. Happy 35th anniversary! Woo!
Sorry about that, kitten. Daddy just needed to finish the video. It's just you and me now, my sweet.